Spring. It's the season of warm temperatures and new growth. But to many people's distaste, terrible air quality, mainly due to the country's battle with fine dust or particulate matter, is what Koreans have come to expect in this season of cherry blossoms. On top of pollutants coming from China, experts say the cause also has to do with daily activities and surrounding weather conditions.
These small dust particles are man-made. It's when we burn something to make energy, like from our cars, at power plants, and even when we cook. It's a complex phenomenon because when particulate matter is produced, it doesn't just move to where we are, but actually undergoes a physiochemical conversion process. That's incredibly complicated, and we cannot understand it all.
Particulate matter can be roughly 10 micrometers or less in diameter, or even as small as 2.5 micrometers. It's mainly made up of carbon, hydrocarbons, nitrates, sulfates, and harmful metals. If inhaled in large amounts, fine dust can potentially cause devastating health problems, including respiratory symptoms, allergic or hypersensitivity effects, and even cancer, which is why many here in the country are worried.
My throat hurts. I get colds more easily, and my throat is dry. I'm thinking of buying another air purifier, even though I have one.
If I exercise on days when the fine dust level is high, my nose gets stuffy, and sometimes I even get nosebleeds.
It's always terrible in the spring. Even on weekends, when I should be outside playing with my children, we stay inside.
There are constraints on all aspects of my daily life. I can barely open the windows or go out. I really think this is a life or death problem.
According to the Seoul Metropolitan Government, the level of PM 2.5 this year has been the worst since 2014. Out of the first 85 days of the year, the number of days that exceeded the World Health Organization's recommended level was 52 days, or 61%. That puts it at 12 more days than the same period last year. At this, Koreans are taking precautions of their own, as seen from this electronics store that's seen a boost in sales of their dryers and air purifiers.
Sales of our dryers have shot up by 1,700% compared to the same period last year, while that of air purifiers surged by roughly 200%. We project sales will continue to grow due to the worsening air problem.
Plants are also a hit at the nation's largest wholesale flower market.
그리고 요건 스킨다비스, 이건 볼 아이비라고 그러는데요. 미세먼지도 잘 이렇게 흡수해서 좋아요.
Owners say while the number of customers is more or less the same, the majority that come ask for air purifying plants.
With frequent fine dust warnings and because it's spring, customers come to buy a lot of plants. They particularly buy a lot of air purifying ones like Tillandsia and Areca palm, more than they used to.
Unique products like this nose mask are also gaining popularity. They're set to block out roughly 96% of all particulate matter while allowing for free breathing. While there are many temporary solutions to ease current conditions, unless long-term measures are put in place, related losses are expected to reach billions of dollars. According to local scholars, Korea's air pollution is estimated to cost the country over $8.9 billion a year, that being the conservative estimate. The OECD says by the year 2060, it would reach about $20 billion, which could shave off the country's GDP by roughly 0.63%. So, how is this calculated? The losses include the adverse effect particle pollution will have on people's health, including early deaths of many as 9 million Koreans by 2060, according to the OECD.
Even if it doesn't lead to deaths, it will add on to medical fees from, let's say, cardiovascular problems, strokes, or respiratory diseases like asthma. This would also lead to a drop in labor productivity.
While the majority of the costs are expected to be health-related, defects seen in high-precision products like semiconductors and display panels are also expected to cause losses for manufacturers. So what can be done to improve the air quality and reduce pollution? Experts say, for one, Korea can scrap its plan to build 10 more coal-fired power plants between the years 2015 to 2022.
Forcing cars to drive on alternating days is only a temporary solution. What we can do is to supply large numbers of electric or hybrid cars and set up more solar and wind power plants while reducing thermoelectric ones. Other than that, I think we should actively push for environmental cooperation with Japan and China to tackle particulate matter coming in from China.
I think we could see a lot of effects if we tighten regulations and require stricter implementation. That would include revamping existing laws and standards.
Experts also add that as much as problems related to China will take a long time to resolve, the government can start by implementing smaller measures like sending out daily notifications or advising people on how to conduct their daily activities to help alleviate growing anxiety among the general public and improve awareness. 이주영, Business Daily.